Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, Cynicalex, and today we are ranking all 71 Tier 4 characters in Marvel Future Fight. Let's go. We're starting off, and I'm doing this off the dome. I didn't pre-practice this or like pre-rank them. We're starting off with Tier 4s that I have, and Tier 4s that I know are bad because it is what it is, bro. Some Tier 4s are just not very good. We'll tentatively put him in this category, but he may end up being a little bit higher. We'll start with just the D-ranking characters, the Tier 4s you really want to steer clear of, to be honest, unless you... unless you have some sort of, you know... I mean, I was going to say fetish as a joke, but no. Unless you're just really, you know, you really like the character, sure. But otherwise, I would say steer clear of these Tier 4s. Hulkbuster. Hulkbuster's pretty bad. Let's put him over here. War Machine is honestly a support only, and he's really only a support for Iron Man at this point, I believe. So we can put him there. He does have some value as a support, but it's very, very slim. I think that about... Nope, that doesn't do it. I was going to say that about does it. It does not do it. X-23, pretty bad as well. I mean, I'm so tempted to put Star-Lord in that category, but okay. I think this probably does it for now for the worst ranking ones. Honestly, I want to put more in here. I want to be more aggressive. I want to be more aggressive and more mean because there's just so many bad Tier 4s, man. And here's the thing. As we get more and more Tier 4s, people like a lot of people are going to hate this, but it's true. As we get more Tier 4s, more of them are going to be seen as like low tier because that's just the way that it is. But you and people will get upset because their favorite character is being ranked so low, but it kind of just, it is what it is, and it's good to be more picky as time goes on, basically. Okay, so we've got the lowest ranked ones out of the way. These are just like very, very niche, very, very low value. I would say War Machine probably has by far the most value here because of the support, and you could make, by extension, the argument for Cyclops. The thing is with Cyclops, it's just 30 or 35% energy attack. It's very, very low. Yeah, he has a leadership as well, but in most cases now, lots of DPSs have their own self-leads, right? They have self-leads, or you have like tangential leads, so it's not too, you know, it's not too much to ask, I think. We'll start with the top ones as well. We'll get the top and the bottom out of the way because it's fairly obvious who are the best Tier 4s in the game. Doctor Strange is just crushing it. Absolutely insane value. Jean still has so much value. I would argue she still has... Ooh, that's tough. I think she still has more value overall than Ghost Rider. Just fantastic Tier 4s. Really so much you know, value that you're gonna get out of them that it's hard to pass up. Null. Doctor Strange, I think, is so good because he is not a seasonal uniform. He is more expensive than like Ghost Rider otherwise because it's tied to an epic quest, but he's still way cheaper than Jean because he's not the end goal epic quest character, right? He's there's no deluxe pack BS. So I think that really you know, boosts his value here. Now I think that's it for like the Giga Tier 4s. I don't even know if I want to put Hulk in that category. I don't think so. Yeah, I think that's it. Wow, I think that's it. Okay, let's start with the like secondary characters. Hulk is quite good. Spider-Man's pretty good. Silver Surfer's pretty good. Sentry's obviously very good. Probably do something like that. Wolverine is... Yeah, Wolverine's still good. He's better than him. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know about Hulk and Sentry. I mean, Hulk is still really good. He just doesn't have other performance. Luna's pretty good. The issue here as well is obviously like you could do like a PvP and PvE ranking. I don't want to do that just because it takes too long and it's too complicated to make like 2 videos for something that's, you know, just kind of, it is what it is. I think Thor's better. I think Thor's a better Tier 4 than Spider-Man. Is he a better Tier 4 than Silver Surfer? I think he is. Yeah, I think he is. Cap is like the definition of mid. Not in a bad way. Like, when I say mid in this case, it's good. It's like good mid. But he's definitely the definition of like good mid. I think Storm, actually, even though she's still quite old. Sorry, she is quite old now. She's very good in the sense that she's retained her value very well. Psylocke is a one trick, which I tend to rank pretty low. I would say overall, I feel like Psylocke has less value for your roster as a tier 4 than Storm. And so, yeah, a lot of my guiding principle, like a large portion of my guiding principle ends up being total value. Oh, the Fantastic Four kind of suck, eh? Yeah. Definitely, I think, like, Human Torch does a lot of damage, but he's a one trick. He's a generational one trick. Maybe that makes more sense. Loki is the definition of a one trick as well. So then maybe they come down here. Yeah, that probably makes more sense. They're just ABL. They're just ABL one trick merchants. Blue Dragon's pretty bad. She's not even really used in PvP anymore. Very, very rarely. Less so than Quicksilver, I would say. So she probably goes down there. Oh, Hawkeye's bad. Hawkeye was bad. Yeah, Hawkeye was pretty bad, eh? Yeah, Hawkeye goes down there in the bin. In the bin. Agent Venom's bad, but he's a really good support. So, yeah, I don't know what you want to do with that information. He's technically a bad tier 4 for the majority of accounts, but then if you have other tier 4s like Venom, Null, Carnage, then you will get a lot of value out of him. So I know I get a lot of BS or hate or whatever for glazing Venom. I actually think Venom's really good. Now. It's still kind of annoying to play, but I think he is pretty good. Oh, Magic. I want to put her higher, to be honest, but I can't. I can't put her higher. And I think she's still bugged in Otherworld Battle, which is super cringe. Carnage is really good as well. People sleep on him. I know he requires a max build, but he's very strong, and you can swap his build. Like, a lot of these characters, like, not only is Psylocke a one trick, but she's that's the only thing she's good for. Like, yeah, sure, you could take her into World Boss Legend, she can do some damage, but she's built like a paper bag. So even then, you're gonna, question mark. I know they require, like, our Carnage requires a heavier build than Psylocke. I mean, not seasonal though. Keep that in mind. But he does require, like, the artifacts, whatever, blah blah blah. But you can clap with him in PvP, and then you can swap his build to PvE, and he like disintegrates PvP. So I actually think he's even better than Venom. I think a lot of this too is being carried by the fact that there's so much symbiote synergy now. There's a symbiote team up collection. So keep that in mind. Like, the landscape of the game right now, some of these characters that are being low ranked, they don't have, like, Ant-Man doesn't, not that he would be better, but in this case, Ant-Man, Captain Falcon, Shadow Shell, Black Panther, they don't have Professor X, Hulkbuster. They don't have team up collections. That's what I was trying to say. They don't have team up collections. So whereas the ones that are at the bottom and do have a team up collection, oh man, like Moon Knight's straight rubbish, right? This dude's straight rubbish. So keep that in mind. At this point, Magneto is outdated. He's good for breaking the shield on Black Swan. That's what he's good for. I'm not saying you should, like, yeah, I'm saying, yeah, you probably shouldn't tier 4 him at this point. Weapon Hex is pretty good as a, hybrid character. I'd say she's probably better than Star-Lord, yeah. She might even be better than Magic if I'm thinking about this now. That's tough. I think if it's also tough to, you know what? I'll be honest. It's tough to really truly rank Magic when she's bugged in Otherworld Battle. Like, we need to see her performance when she's not bugged in Otherworld Battle, because she could really carry some of the weeks, and currently she's not carrying those weeks because she does the Pylon challenge. She does the Gore statue challenge as soon as she transforms, so we're kind of screwed on that. I don't have the newest Nick Fury icon. I apologize. Obviously, Nick Fury is a terrible tier 4. The only reason why you would tier 4 him is for the support buffs. But they are very good support buffs, so keep that in mind. I'll probably put the support guys kind of like together. But yeah, obviously their value jumps up a bunch if you want to use them as support in specific content. So don't I'm not saying that they're bad. Probably gonna have to move the camera down now because we're getting more characters in A tier. Gwenpool's quite nice. I think I'm gonna overvalue Gwenpool. I think I'm gonna put her here. So the thing with Gwenpool is the stronger your account is, the less use or the less value Gwenpool has. But if you have a newer account, her value is insane. So keep that in mind. Gwenpool is a very, very good tier 4 for newer players, and a very good tier 3 as well for newer players, because she can do a lot for you. She can so she has built-in Pierce. She can do pretty much all PvE content, whether it's World Boss, GBR, ABX, ABL, and you can also, although your scores will vary a lot, you can sub her in for all of the Luna days where it's just speed female, right, or female human or speed human, whatever. And then you could hot swap her to one of her worst uniforms if you have her tier 4 in that case, and also cover the hero days because she goes hero and villain. So you do get a lot of value out of her. Obviously, her score is going to drop massively when you're not using Dark Gwenpool because it's much worse. But you know, it still gives you some flexibility there. Angel's terrible. Insane that a seasonal is so bad, but they found a way. Beta Ray Bill is like a better version of Mystique. He's a good support, and he actually does good damage. So I gotta give the boy respect. Ebony sucks. He's a bad support, to be honest with you. So he needs to go like deep in the bin, like in the deepest depths of the bin. Same thing with Echo. I know they're support characters, but oh my goodness, deep in the bin, bro. Deep in the bin. Gladiator. Gladiator is quite nice. Also has a bit of a hybrid potential that a lot of people undervalue. I would say he's probably better than Spidey. Yeah, I'd say Gladiator kind of kicks ass. Madeline, man, she's kind of, yeah, she's kind of, ugh, I don't know, man. She's not doing well lately. I gotta be honest. Thanos is pretty good. I would probably put Thanos around here. Yeah, I think Thanos is pretty good. It's mostly PvP. If you have both of his uniforms, if you happen to have both, if you're like a returning player or you're a whale or whatever, and you have his seasonal that turns him into Farmos, then I think he goes up here. I think he has tremendous flex value, especially because you can skip Loki tier 4 and still get pretty good proxy value in ABL. I think that's quite nice. Scarlet's quite nice as well. I would say probably a better version of Venom. Yeah. That makes sense. Cable's okay. He's kind of getting rocked. His shit's kind of getting rocked by better mutants. He's like kind of like just a world boss merchant. So, yeah. Kind of got to put him around. He's like Beta Ray Bill. He's like a worse Beta Ray Bill. But he's like a better Star-Lord. He's like a better Star-Lord. I wish I had better things to say about Cable. Also considering his value, right? Considering the native tier 2 thing. Adam, again, he's turning into a PvP one trick. I'd probably put him here. I'm an Adam hater. The thing is, Adam is not that good for PvE. Okay, hear me out. Look up Gazam. Okay, I know I talk about him a lot on the channel. Look up Gazam on YouTube. He does videos of Spider-Man. He does like stage 80 of some of these bosses. And you're like, what? Spider-Man can do that much damage? Yeah, it's a brilliant rage, but he can clear those stages. Buddy Boy here cannot. Even with a brilliant so-and-so, even with, remember, he has a team-up collection. So he doesn't really have an excuse for being that bad in PvE. Aside from the fact that he's just not that good in PvE. So he's really just a PvP. He's just a PvP, right? He's just a PvP one trick. And for his value, I don't know, man. I think I may be wrong here. I obviously have a bias, okay? Everybody does. You don't have to listen to my tier list ranking. This is just my opinion. But I think that he's overrated. I think he's overrated. And I will rank him appropriately. Gamora is a world boss one trick, basically. She's like Cable. Yeah. She gains a little bit of extra value, I would say, because this is tough. Because she can also be used as a proxy to replace Luna for certain content. So I'd put her there. I think that's fair for Gamora. Doom is pretty bad. He's just for PvP, but he's pretty bad. He's got to be down here, right? I think actually it's not that he's down here. I got to put him here next to Quicksilver. I got to put her up because she has a support buff, right? We forget about Mystique's support buff. I think that's too far. I think that makes sense. I think that's fair. And she's, not as good as Gwenpool and now Bullseye, but not bad either. Again, so here for Bullseye, I don't think, just because he's better than Gwenpool for that one day of ABX, I don't think that makes him a better tier 4 than her. In my opinion, it does not, especially because he can't do all of that other stuff that she can do that we just highlighted because he's not female. Also, he's not, like, I don't see him in World Boss Legend. I may be missing context there, but to me, again, he's just a ABX merchant, and he's one day ABX merchant. So I actually rank him pretty low based on that. No support buff. I'm kind of a hater. I could be wrong, but yeah, hit me up if you think you know, you have a better, like, with a cogent argument, or just tell me that I'm shit to my face. That's fine. Apocalypse is pretty bad too. He's basically just like Doom. He's like a better version of Doom, I would say. Yeah, I think Apocalypse, because he has the debuff cleanse for mutants. Deadpool's pretty good, but he's basically just like a PvP guy. Oh, but he's got, you know what? He's not bad for PvE as well. I think this makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Putting him next to Adam starts to make a lot of sense. A little bit less PvP value, a little bit more PvE value, kind of balances out. Dr. Octopus, same kind of thing. He's just a merchant for ABX ABL, but he's pretty good at that, although he's annoying to play. Although he's fun to play. So that's tough. He still does get the highest scores. He still does get the highest scores. Somehow. He's still hanging on to the highest scores in multiple days. That's tough. Okay, I think we got to put him like here. He's probably better than Captain America. Yeah, let's be honest. Okay. Yeah, we probably got to put him here, just out of respect for the doc. Out of respect for the doc. Black Bolt has kind of lost quite a bit of value. I would say he probably goes there. Yeah, high C tier. Hela has a lot of flex value. I like her. PvE, PvP, support, leadership. She's got a lot. Obviously, you know, the higher you go, the more max build you need. But yeah, Captain Marvel is like a worse, in a way, like a worse version of Captain America, because she's all around, but she's not doing any one thing tremendously well. So I gotta put her in this like middling category with Cable. Yeah, Rogue is basically just farming and a little bit of ABL if you don't have Psylocke. That's pretty good. Like, she's still a very, very good farmer. Some people don't value the farming. I do. So I'm actually going to put her here above Bullseye. But I know some people will disagree with that. That's fine. Wong is just a support with extra steps. I think he's probably in the Blue Dragon territory. Yeah, that makes sense. He's not that great. The support is a bit overrated. It's just Doctor Strange and Adam Warlock. It's even Doom doesn't really. No, it's not great. Not great. Sharon Rogers. I mean, she blows shit up, but she is just a World Boss Legend sharpshooter. So we gotta put her in like she's like Gamora without the ABX ABL, basically, right? So I think this is probably a fair place to put her. I personally want to put her higher. I like Sharon Rogers a lot. Kind of unfortunate it's a seasonal uniform, but I think this is kind of like fair value for her abilities. Winter Soldier is pretty bad in World Boss, I have to say, unfortunately. So I think he kind of just has to go here, man. Kind of sucks, but yeah, I don't think he's better than these guys, is he? No. I may be overvaluing Magic a tad. I may be overvaluing Magic a touch. Okay. Odin, he's kind of lost a step now. He's still pretty good for World Boss, but yeah, he's not too. He's okay for PvP. He's okay. But yeah. Yeah, I think he's like low C tier. Pretty low C tier. Spider-Gwen, same thing. Like very, very low C tier. Basically might as well be D tier. Yeah. Oh, Namor's definitely D tier, unfortunately. Just a buff. Just a buff for GBR kind of guy. Oof. That hurts. That hurts for the Namor. Iron Man is, yeah, he's kind of like he's like Sharon, right? He's just like a one trick for ABX, or sorry, for a World Boss. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. He's all right. He's all right. Black Widow, yeah, she's okay as well. I really wish she was better, but no, she's probably like right here. Yeah. I'm really trying to rank them within the list. Gambit is just an ABL one trick. I do not smile kindly on these guys. I haven't seen his performance, to be honest, for World Boss. I really want to put him next to Rogue, because I think that'd be really funny. I think that's where he goes. Yeah, I think you could. Yeah, I think you could make the argument. But also seasonal, unfortunately. And then yeah, I guess that puts Magic down there. And then my good friend Miles Morales, the kid, the exaggerated swagger. Where does Miles go? He's better than Iron Man for sure. This is tough. Better than Star-Lord for sure. Is he better than Black Widow? Yeah, he's probably better than Black Widow. He's kind of like... Okay, I think I'm going to do this. Ooh, then I want to do that as well. Yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense. He's basically Sharon. I'll give him a couple of extra points over Sharon because he doesn't have a seasonal uniform. But she also doesn't have access to a team-up collection where he does. So, yeah. But that's basically the way that I see it. I see most... So, I think this is a good way to rank. I'm not necessarily saying that it's perfect, but I think that at these days, you should approach Tier 4 ranking to have at least half or the majority of the characters in like the lower tiers, right? You really want to separate. You want the cream to rise to the top, right? You do not want this top half to be bloated, because then players just... There's too much going on, right? I know there's some seasonal uniforms in here. There's 1, 2, 3, but I did take seasonals into consideration. I take max builds into consideration. I take PvP and PvE into consideration. I probably lean a little bit too much towards PvP relative to the general player base. I think the general player base is like 70% PvE and 30% PvP, and I'm probably more like 55-45. So it's a much tighter. It probably feels like it's imbalanced. I apologize for that, but that's just my bias. But yeah, I think this is what it looks like. I would love to hear from you guys. I'm ready to get flamed. A lot of people have been requesting this video, so thank you. If you want to request more content, hit us up on the Discord, discord.gg/thenewmeta. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, staying to the end. Smash the like button if you enjoyed the content, or thumbs down if you hated it. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.